that loop path, which is about 1/10 of a mile, we're able to, we've set up these, let's call them gems along that necklace. We have the gateway entrance at Day and Raymond. We have a community garden here, perennials and such, right off of Raymond Street. The basketball court, enhanced with some informal seating on its surrounds. We have walkway paths meeting those desire lines and creating that loop fitness path. We were able to accomplish more green space here and here by organizing the parking in what we consider more optimal configuration. We've actually added a parking space, but by reconfiguring the parking this way and allowing us to get deeper into the site, we're actually able to create more green space here and here. So the end result is we have less pavement in the park. The parking is more efficient. Well, it takes up less space than the parking as it exists today. And the visibility between the parking and the park is much more transparent. So your points of access, the existing driveway at the parking lot, access at Day Street, and basically along the entire perimeter, your access at the southern portion of the site, and we still maintain access, the alley between the community center and the nearby church. And this distinctive pavement is creating and accenting that accent point, that desire line, into the park. What we have along the path are lights. We've also included the fitness loop. Thank you, Tom. The fitness loop, and you'll see those little markings along the perimeter of the path. You're seeing the elevations shown here, the 12.5, coming down to elevation 9 or so, and elevation, I believe, 8.5 and 9 at the southern portion of the site. We started to introduce landform and landscape at the southern portion to tie all of these little jewels together. So instead of them just being dispersed playing cards on a flat site, we introduced this landform to tie this all together physically and visually. So it's a more enhanced play environment. So you can imagine there being a lot of activity here. It doesn't encroach upon the lawn, which could be used for other purposes. The basketball court in its current location, but enhanced gateways, new community garden space, and great connectivity, and a loop path within the park that is completely independent of your perimeter sidewalks. Any questions? Yes.
Can you point out where the amenities are, like water and the restrooms and things that you spoke about earlier? Where
there are no restrooms shown in the plan.
Okay.
There are no restrooms shown in this plan.
And why is that?
It's a cost issue initially, and there are discussions about restrooms in public parks and how they're used and the maintenance of those restrooms. So we thought it would be more of a long-term nuisance in terms of maintenance and some of the activities that occur in restrooms in public parks. That'd be a difficult thing to maintain. But it doesn't mean that there could be other relationships with nearby buildings. We figure the visibility and the visitation to the park would not be a 6-hour, 8-hour excursion, that people who are visiting the park have other options for restrooms, where it turned out not to be the top priority in this park plan.
That church, that's St. Paul's.
Which one now?
No, the church that's on Raymond Street.
Yep.
Will that be affected, them, the ones that go to that church?
No, they shouldn't be affected in any way by the park.
Okay.
By the park construction. The work that's suggested on this plan stops at the curb. It doesn't cross the road, if that's what you're referring to.
No, it's right across the street from the park.
Yeah. So the work in the park, it's across the street from the park.
Mm-hmm.
So the work proposed for the park only goes out to the curb across from the park. It should not affect the church in any way.
Oh, okay.
And if those patrons are using the parking lot, well, that's an operational issue beyond the control of this plan this evening.
Oh, okay.
But the parking remains as it, in terms of its capacity, as it exists today. It's just reconfigured and more efficient. Okay? Any other questions? All right, we're going to jump ahead.